Hey, it's Matt from Matt's 3D Print and Paint. Today, we are showing you how to paint your own Charmander. We're going to need some things to get started. You'll need a cup with water, a palette to put your paints on, a variety of acrylic paints, and a few different brush sizes. Now after your figure is sanded, use a spray primer. Now I picked pink because it's easy to paint over, but you can pick any colour you want. Now I've just put my palette on here. It's just a coffee tin lid with some paper towel, and it's wet, and some parchment paper over the top, or baking paper. This is what I use to keep my paints wet for a long time. That way they don't dry out while I'm using them. Now don't do what I'm doing here and put your paintbrush right into your paints. Just use a toothpick or even a popsicle stick just to get your paints out instead of using and wrecking your brushes. Try to miss the eyes, otherwise it'll make painting the white a bit harder later on. Keep applying that base coat over your figure. Get as much covered as you can. We'll add a second coat later on, just to make sure everything is covered. Now try to keep your layers as even as possible. Trying to cover as much as you can with one pass. Try not to go back over what you've already done until you've let it dry. Now you'll see after dipping my brush in water, I'm going to use a sponge and get the excess water off of it. I still want some water in my paintbrush, or otherwise the paint won't flow. Try to be careful not to go over his belly colour along his tail, or along his chest as well. Just keeping those parts just with the primer exposed, so we can paint them later with our tan colour. Now you can just leave your figure to dry where he is under a light in the windowsill, or you can do what I'm doing here and just use a fan, increase the airflow, therefore drying the paint a bit quicker. Now we're just starting to apply our second coat over. Make sure we cover as much as we can with the orange over his skin. Now I added a bit of yellow to my orange as I noticed mine was still a little bit dark. So instead of using white to add to your orange, use a yellow. It'll give you a more warmer look to the colour. Now we're just starting on the tan. We're going to do his chest and the start of his tail. I'm just going to make sure we cover it as much as we can, just like with the orange. Now while the brown was drying, decided to go back over and give the orange another couple of coats here and there, for where I feel like I may have missed some spots or need to even it out. Give that skin the really smooth finish it needs. Now for our second coat with the brown, we want to make sure we're really careful along those edge lines where they meet with the orange. Try not to cover them up. And when we do, just use a little bit of water on a smaller brush and just wipe it away. Looks like we've done most of the base colours for our Charmander. Skin looks good and the belly looks covered. Time to move on to the eyes and the claws, which we'll be painting white. Be as careful as you can around the eyes. You want them to look good, as they're going to be the main thing that people are going to look at when they see your figure. Once you've got your white covered on your eyes and your claws, it's time to move on to paint the pupil. That means it's time to get out your black, green and yellow. Start off here by doing an outline on the eye. Leave just a bit of room for the white dot in the pupil. Here we're just going to make a crescent shape at the bottom of Charmander's eye with the green. Now to get a lighter green, just mix a little bit of yellow in with it and then go back over the dark green on the eyes, making them just a bit brighter. Now we're just having those last light greens to the eyes. Make them pop out just a little bit more. As you can see, we've just done the base of the tail flame red, and now we're just going to add in our other colours of yellow and orange. Alright, now I may have accidentally lost the recording to painting on the orange and the yellow for his tail, but it'll be here in the glam shots for you. Now if you made it this far through the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and obviously I hope yours looks as good as this one. Cheers for tuning in to my channel. You guys look after yourself. I'll see you next time.